Good morning, everybody. I've been out in the shop for about a half of an hour today, and I've just done another round of glue ups on my blanks. I actually have 3 blanks that are completely dry. They dried overnight. One of them is going to get turned today into a modified slimline pen. And then I went ahead and took down all of the Elmer's glue and water, the slurry that I made yesterday, and painted the colored paper. I've got that all down, and I've got the colored paper. There's 2 piles over on my table over there. I'm keeping them separated. You can see this is the Elmer's glue stack, and this is the wood hardener stack. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and make one of each just to test it out. I was going to make 3 of each right off the bat, and I thought, you know, if I do and they blow up, I've just wasted 4 additional blanks. So I'm going to make one of each, and if they're able to be drilled and turned, I'm going to come back. I've got the parts. It'll be super simple, and I'll make the others. That way I've got some spares that I can turn when I have a little bit of extra time. Beyond that, my wife and daughter went out yesterday to do a little shopping, and my wife got this for me. She actually got me 2 of them. They were clearanced. It is a bottle opener, and she got these because I'm getting ready to build a couple of more cooler boxes, and she thought it might be cool on one of them. So I guess you hook the bottle. See his kind of a beard there? You hook the bottle under there, or the cap under there, and it pops it. So I thought they were kind of cool looking. Somebody will like those. Once again, making some progress. Let me show you where I'm at. I've got the table saw cleaned off. That means that we're getting ready to start working on some cutting boards. I've moved my blanks over here. These 4 will have 1, 2 glue ups there, and then they'll go together. These get glued together, and that one's finished. So pretty well just 2 more rounds of gluing up, and I'll be done with all of them. I've got 3 full blanks back here. One of them is tubed with a tube ready for once it dries, it's going to go to the lathe and become a modified slimline. I'm going to run in the house real quick and get my plan that I had for the cutting board so that I remember my measurements. And I'm a little nervous about this. First one I ever made. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll get through it. And the second one will be 100 times better. But I'm ready to get started and see if I can't make a cutting board. I've been doing pretty well. I still haven't got back to the next set of glue ups on my blanks because I've been working really hard on getting a cutting board, getting all the wood cut for my first cutting board. I want to show you what I've got. This pile of wood, I've got everything cut, my 2 1/4 inch pieces, 1 3/4, 1 1/4, 3/4, and 1/4 inch pieces. They are sapele and walnut. It took a while to cut those. I did a lot of measuring, you know, and just a lot of being really careful to make sure I got everything the right size. But I'll show you what else I did that should make, if this goes well when I'm done gluing it up, if it looks good, I've done this, which should make the next one extremely quick. We're looking at the back side of my sled, and you see each of those lines? Each one of those corresponds to the measurement of one of those pieces of wood. So next time I want to build one, I can simply lay the piece of wood right against this line and whip it out. It should make it much simpler to build a second, third, and so on replica of this cutting board. What I'm going to do now, I think, is take a little break from the cutting board and go ahead and do my next round of glue ups. They'll be really quick. And once the glue ups are done, then I'm going to set up to get the cutting board glued up, get started on that tonight, and hopefully I'll let it probably stay in the clamps 24 hours just because, you know, it's the first one and I'm just I'm prototyping, so I want to make sure it dries as best as possible. So I probably won't get back to the cutting board until maybe tomorrow night or Tuesday night. I need to check what the schedule is with the kids' activities. But I'm really happy. I'll show you what it looks like once it's glued up. I'm almost finished with these crazy blanks. I've got one more glue up to do once the glue sets this time around. Well, there it is, my first ever cutting board. I'm going to leave it in clamps overnight, and I'll take it out tomorrow, and then I'll get the width, you know, trimmed up and start working on the thickness of it. I'd like it to be at least at a minimum 3/4 of an inch thick. My boards were right at 1 inch thick on the walnut and about 1 1/4 inches on the sapele. So hopefully I can keep it a little thicker than 3/4, which would be, you know, really nice. But overall, I'm happy with it. We'll see what it looks like when I take it out of clamps. Making progress on another project. Let me show you what I've got. So here's a quick update on the wood hardener versus Elmer's glue. I've got the first cut made in each blank, and I've just got them clamped up. When the glue is dry, I'll flip over and make the second cut, and then we'll be ready to tube and test. I'm going to go ahead and make the last glue up on those crazy blanks. I've got 2 pieces of the last blank that just needs to be glued together. then they can dry and that'll be done. And then I'm going to move on to the very first one that I did. I've got a tube glued in it. The glue is dry, so what I need to do is barrel trim it, and then we're going to get it on the lathe and get that thing turned and see just how these crazy blanks look. So I'll keep you guys posted. Check it out, guys. I think it's looking really good. There's a few little areas that I'll have to work on with some CA, but that's nothing I can't fix. I think the blank looks incredibly cool. Well, I finished it. Take a look at that. Doesn't it look cool? I've got it turned, I've got it finished, I've got it polished. The only thing I haven't done is put a kit in it because I want to use a 7mm click ink pen as opposed to a twist. So I need to buy one. So I'm going to put this in a bag so it's protected. I'll put it aside, and next time I place an order, I will order one of those click slimlines, and I'll get this assembled and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Well, that's about it for me for today. I think I've had enough. I'm tired. It's been a great day. You know, I finished up those wild blanks. The last two are laying here on the lathe, and the glue's probably dry enough to take them out of the clamps, but I'll just leave them till tomorrow. I don't plan to turn them anytime soon. My construction paper blanks, I just pulled them out of the clamps. The paper is still, or the glue is still tacky on the end where it had squeezed out, so I'm just going to leave them set for tomorrow. My cutting board looks really good. I don't see any damp glue, but I'm bound and determined just to leave it in the clamps until tomorrow. So I'm done. I think what I'm going to do is go in. I'm going to get cleaned up and maybe have some dinner and just see what the family's got going on. And great day in the shop. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you are enjoying these updates, and I hope you come back and see me again real soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.